Hello and welcome everybody to the Boise State Esports Arena. You're watching our coverage of the Boise State Arcade Series. Tonight the Broncos face off head-to-head in the Konami Classic, Puyan. I'm your hostess Joan Glovely Clock and I am joined tonight by Colin Rise McJunklin to call all of the action. Colin, it's a great night. We've got
Oh
our
yeah,
players out here. I'm super excited to see this
as
Arcade
well.
Classic in action.
Oh yeah, me too, definitely, and especially in an arcade classic. You know, it's a classic. It's a treasured favorite here at Boise State Arena, right? And we're gonna see a brand new game today. So I think us on desk, we're pretty excited here.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see
Oh yeah.
exactly what they're going to pull off here. I mean, you got your Pigs and Wolves. You can see all the players out in the arena having a good time, relaxing. We'll have our players out here at the arcade machine very shortly. But in the meantime, like, why don't we talk a little bit about this game, about Puyan?
Mhm.
Obviously, it was a Konami classic, first released on the Atari
Mhm.
way back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Now we are playing it on this arcade cabinet. It's sort of this like shooter game. Like, can you maybe
Yeah.
explain how the
So
game works?
yeah. So instead of we all know the common terminology of FPS, first person shooter, but you'd more call this one a second person shooter. You're looking at it from a flat screen, obviously on an arcade machine, and your objective is sort of like you are protecting the sheep from the wolves that are trying to huff and puff your house down. And as they come down with the balloons, your arrows are supposed to strike those balloons. Supposed to strike those balloons. Wow, that's a hard word. Down and effectively saving your wolves while also avoiding the wolves' projectiles as they fall down.
We're just going to head on over to our event card for tonight so everyone knows exactly what's going on here. This is Puyan Arcade. It's a 4-player elimination style. Single round lowest score player gets eliminated. And we'll see them on the couch. All players start at 0 points, which I think is reasonable.
Oh yeah.
And of course, they've also given us a little power. Us casters can choose to save one player from elimination. But first, we're going to have a quick look at Doc's keys to the game for Puyan. I'm excited to see what he has. He's a big fan of these classic games. So Doc's keys to the game in Puyan are don't miss. Of course, you want to make sure you hit those balloons.
Yeah.
Look for the angles. You want to try and hit as many balloons as possible
Oh,
to
yeah.
keep those foxes from getting the ground. Really rack up those bonus
Oh, yeah.
points. And of course, ration your meat. That's a tool used to eliminate multiple wolves in one go. Doc's keys to the game have been brought to you by Drop-In Gaming. Drop-In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, join us. Sign up at dropingaming.com. And now we're preparing ourselves for the lineup here tonight, here at the Boise State Esports Arena. As the players here loading in, you can see Dallin Dalamo Starnes, Hayden Vagar Dalton, Joanny Jeepney Pariso, and Kendall Blue Conklin. All four members of our production staff going head-to-head for this big championship match.
Oh yeah. Quite the lineup here. I do just from the lineup alone. Who are you going to put the bet on? Who's going to go all the way?
Well, I will say that only one of these players is wearing a jersey, right?
This
Only
is
one of
yes,
these players
yes.
looks like a pro gamer. So that does kind of lean things a little bit in his favor.
I think we both agree on that one. I think we'll both put our chips on
I
on
mean,
Vega.
like, how much can you really take that skill set, though, and apply it to this? Like, we don't know
Oh, yeah.
what kind of console games they're playing at home. Like, obviously, some of the stuff I like to play at home wouldn't be very applicable here. Like, you're not going to get much out of experience from Stardew Valley or Pokemon, but maybe some of these players are secretly arcade fiends.
Sometimes you just have the gift. Sometimes you just have the natural gift with those arcade machines, and sometimes you're better at the 3D games. Who knows? We won't know until they get out there and they try it.
It looks like we are preparing to get into game with our first player down at the desk, preparing himself for this. We have Dallin down there preparing himself. We're going to go into one player. Remember, he starts at 0 points. So prepare yourself Here we go. The goal is to score as many points as possible. Remember, what is at stake here? Honor, glory, and not having to sit on the loser's couch and explain to us why you lost.
We have a very special camera for those people
We
that they
do.
will be on display if you're on that loser's couch.
Yeah, you don't want to be in our reality TV show today.
No, you do not. That's a new segment we should start. Boise
What?
State's reality TV show.
Reality TV show? You know, I think that would be fun. But looks like we are going to get into game. Already starting to rack up some points. 1,600, 1,800. As you can see, it's really important to aim for those balloons. The wolves themselves aren't as affected by those shots. But if you hit those balloons, there we go. That's the meat I
Ooh.
was talking about. You can eliminate so many of those wolves all in one go.
And I will say, Dallin is the only one that has previous experience with the game. Who has not a lot, maybe less than 5 minutes in total,
Well, he has
but
been,
there is experience.
he has been a very strong arcade player. Unfortunately, it looks like he is going to let one of the wolves by. That could be dangerous. Not rationing that meat, he might want to consider holding on to it a little longer to try and get more use out of it. Really only using them for one or two at a time.
Getting towards the end of the level here, that top left flag up there displays how many wolves are in the level, and clearing the first one. So, as you can see, very pumped, very excited.
Now remember, every level comes in 3 rounds. So this is round 2. That was just the first round, so he's not clear of the level yet, but hasn't been eliminated, thankfully. We're trying to keep these wolves from getting up this time, so starting from the bottom.
And the balloons are layered now. So it's not just, oh.
That's unfortunate. It's going to lose the life there. You've got 3 lives. Gotta make them all count.
It's not quite able to get that.
Alright, looking at some pretty good points here. Trying to get through these balloons, not letting them to the surface. Tosses out the meat, doesn't have that available now.
And you do get extra points for shooting the wolves' projectiles. So those little snipes that they throw out.
Oh no.
This is charging.
Got the
Oh.
meat at just the right time. Got that angle.
That was a great use of the power up there.
Get through the layer. It looks like one of the wolves is
Ooh.
going to escape. That's a little unfortunate. As long as those wolves don't get the boulder
Oh,
far
there's-
enough. There's 2 of them. It's a little difficult for them to push that boulder, but if you let enough get up there.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Good catch, good save. Oh,
Uh-oh.
one more wolf. Gonna
Only-
get up there.
Only 10 more. Only 10 more wolves.
Oh, it's a little scary. Does manage to catch it. Good news is that. Oh dear, that was unfortunate. Is gonna stay alive. Looks like what? 2 more wolves. That one's glowing. Unfortunately, that one's not gonna hit.
Might just save. Ooh.
It's a little scary.
I don't think Dallin can afford any more wolves to get past him.
Yeah, you don't want to have that resort. No meat. Oh no.
no.
And loses a life.
Do a little bit of reset.
This went from difficult to downright scary. That boss wolf there, oh, that's going to get up to the top.
That wolf can use the string that they're holding on to deflect Dallin's arrows.
So something really important to...
Oh,
that's
this
going
looks
to
like it's
do
gonna be the
it.
end.
That's the
There
boulder.
it is. Oh, no.
Aw.
And that is the end. 32,000.
32,300. That's pretty good for a start. Gonna put himself up at the top of the list. So 32,300. That is our score to beat.
I think that's a solid start.
A very solid start. You know,
I
we
think-
did get up to the
Oh, yeah.
end of that first level, onto that second round, and now we got to see exactly like how important it is to use that meat to try and take out as many wolves as possible, but also how costly it can be whenever you miss one of those. There were
Oh,
a
yeah.
few scenarios that cost him a lot of wolves getting up to the top just because he didn't hit any of the targets with that meat toss.
Oh, yeah. And I think the other players going into this have a little bit bigger advantage going up because they now know what to expect. They now know that boss can deflect the arrows. They now know you going up and down the rope is pretty slow compared to the wolves. It's pretty hard to keep your timing up with them. So, I think Down's going to avoid the loser's couch this time around, but I think who we give our second live to might be trouble.
Could be. Looks like we've got another player stepping up to the challenge here. Veigar was the one wearing the jersey earlier when we showed the lineup. So this is our favorite to possibly take the whole thing. We'll see how it goes once we get down to Puyan here. Very excited. Remember to be very, very careful with how you use your shots. We're going to be heading into game very shortly here, I'm sure.
You do have unlimited, so you can kind of spam.
Yeah,
is it almost better to just spam rather than try and be precise?
Well, it's true that there isn't really a shot limit, is there? You can fire as much as you like. He's going to unfortunately let one through. That's one pig gone. Uses up that meat really early. You got to watch out for those projectiles as well. Good block. Oh, that's unfortunate. First life already.
That is not that's not how you want to start that.
Definitely not. He's gonna getting really close. You can see that the elevator itself is immune to the damage, can block that off, so you can get really close and avoid being hit. The meat only catches one. That's unfortunate. Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh. Looks like one of them is gonna get through. You can see that the wolves fire out these projectiles, and you can block them, you can shoot them down for extra points.
That's going to be the third. I wonder if this is going to end it here.
That could be rough.
Does not, though.
Okay, now might be a good time to use the meat. Isn't going to go for it. It's going to try and shoot them down individually. Does manage it, so you get to hold on to that meat for the next round. Going to get that extra point. Tosses it out. Only gets one with it.
Oh. Trying to avoid it, only ended up getting sniped by it.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. He does still have one life left, so it's not over yet. Looks like he is going to get through to the round 2.
But you cannot afford any more mistakes going on here at this point.
Yeah, losing 5 pigs there, that's not a good sign. So 9,000 points going into round 2 as now the wolves are heading up, trying to get a hold. He's going to already lose one and loses his life. That is, looks like he's still got one more shot. No more lives left, so you get eliminated one more time. On the other side, like that original wolf didn't go up, but he is immediately going to fail to catch 2. Now
there's
3.
a third.
Oh no.
To stop the 4th. A little bit of life here. Never mind. The 4th is going to go right back.
Okay, I saw that arrow go through. I think he got cheated there. That was
and they just keep piling up, and from there it becomes unmanageable.
Well, 10,850, not bad. That's going to do it for our second competitor.
That was a decent run for not having, for the first time probably touching that game ever. I think 10,000 is not a bad expectation to put up there.
Definitely not. We do still have 2 more players to get up, to step up to the arcade machine. So even if that wasn't a great first showing, who knows?
Yeah,
it could be possible that he's still safe from elimination. We won't know until the other 2 players step up. I'm excited to see exactly what's going on and the strategies that employ. I thought it was really cool the way that he came very close to a lot of those shots, deflecting them with the elevator going up and down. And I have to wonder if that might be some kind of strategy you aim for, just to like get in as close of a shot as you can on those wolves on your way up.
Yeah, there's definitely, there's a projectile travel time, so you got to be aware of that. You got to get above the wolves, which what we saw with Veigar was a lot of times it was playing catch up with them and then using that elevator to your advantage, kind of multitasking at a time.
Looks like we're going to step up to the machine fairly shortly. This is a replay of exactly what's happening. Watch as he struggles so much here, just trying to bring down these balloons. A lot of other balloons are intercepting his shots.
Yeah, those balloons, those ones that come up from the pot right there are just so deadly right there. They add just that extra little buffer zone that the wolves need, and before you know it, you have too many on your hands to deal with.
Yeah, you got to, like we were saying, you got to make great use of that meat. You want to try and take out as many wolves as possible. It's going to be a huge bunch of points and clear off the screen for you. So pay attention to the use of that meat as we now have Joannie coming in here. Oh, unfortunately, already losing her first life.
Rough start, but there's still hope. I think figuring out the controls here a little bit.
Certainly, this would have been a great place for that mate. Is going to come up to meet them. Unfortunately, loses another life. This is not looking good for Joannie.
Got to have a perfect run here from this point on. Playing catch up with this wolf. Gonna barely get it. Uh-oh.
Projectile gonna block that shot. That's a little dangerous.
Oh, the snipe.
Gotta watch out for those attacks. All right, last life. You gotta play it perfect from here. Looking a little difficult. Looks like that wolf, yeah, is gonna touch the ground. Oh, unfortunately, projectile does block that one's second wolf as well.
Oh.
That's rough.
Yep.
4,600, not a great score based on our two competitors so far. Not even making that top 10 board.
No, unfortunately not. And I think, once again, for our competitors, for a lot of them, it's their first time touching the game. It's the first time ever experiencing a game like this. Quite honestly, you ask a lot of, I could probably go around maybe like 3 people here in the entire arena would be able to compete with Dallin, including Dallin himself. So, you know, I think we have to give a little bit of credit here for them.
That's true. And as far as I'm concerned, like one of my most favorite things about the arcade series is that we get to see such a wide variety of different games. This is a completely new game, but there are some skills that anyone who has been playing arcade games for a long time might be taking advantage of. You know, you have access to those first-person shooter skills for if you've been playing something like, say, Galaga or Metal Slug, Contra. Some of those skills do translate over because this is effectively like a 2D shooter.
Oh, yeah. And I think a common thing with most arcade games is the idea of multitasking. A lot of the enemies will fight back, and you need to be a little prepared for that.
All right, here we go. This is our third competitor here, Kendall. Ooh, doing good so far. I haven't seen a single wolf go through. We might have a challenger for that first place score if this keeps up.
Which, to my experience, my knowledge, Kendall is a Rainbow Six Siege player. So, being in an intense situation.
Shooter game knowledge. He's going to lose a life there, unfortunately. But sometimes maybe that's worth it for those two wolves who she didn't quite catch will now reset.
I think not letting these wolves stack up is so important right now in the terms of making sure that, to a degree, you don't get bogged up and overwhelmed.
Okay, 1 shot, 2 shot, dodges the projectiles. There we go, not even using the meat, still manages to get all of the wolves before they hit the ground. Now they're starting to bunch up in groups. Loses another life. That's unfortunate, but you still have an opportunity to rack up some points here. Does manage to pick up that one, and hopefully as this group falls down, able to get the rest of them. Good job picking them off early.
Yeah, getting some snipes in here. Dodging that last one, and there we go.
Through the first round.
The second competitor to make it to the second round. 7,800 right now.
Things are not looking good for Joannie. That will automatically put her into our elimination brackets.
Ooh.
Life lost. Still 1 life left. Let's see how much she can keep up with our other 2 competitors who also got to this round.
There's one. You can allow one. I think at this level you can allow quite a few of them to get up there, but there is at one point where you start sniping down.
Yeah, those extra balloons getting in the way can be really difficult to shoot around. You have to calculate your timing. You can't just sit up at the end and wait for them to come to you. You need to get down there where the wolves are so you can take more shots. She is going to lose her last
There
life.
it is.
92-50, not a bad score.
Nope, not a bad at all.
Is going to be enough to keep her safe from elimination. So then the question becomes, do we want to exercise our power this early? Do we want to save Joannie from a potential defeat?
I think this early in it, you know, I think if I had the option, I would say yes. I think giving the competitor a second chance into such an early game, because I would want that second chance. If you were put on the spot of playing a game you never touched before, and you know, you definitely want that second chance.
I mean,
so,
of course, like who wouldn't want a chance? Well, we don't want to put you in too much suspense here, as we do get to see the numbers. Dallin is up at the top, 32,300 points. First place on the actual game's gamer score, so a little terrifying to go up against for the rest of this crew. Hayden trailing behind with Joannie following up. Kendall currently 92-50 right behind Hayden, so points not in order. This is just showing you in the order that they stepped up. I am excited to see what our players have to offer, but I believe that we're going to have a short break while the judges deliberate and the players prepare themselves for round 2.
Protecting your customer journey from fraud is critical. According to industry analysts, Count's AI-driven platform is the leading solution. From account login to digital payments, Count is recognized for both its customer impact and technology excellence. Learn more at count.com.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your Guard adventure.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Boise State Game Pens Esports Arena. You're watching our continued coverage of the Boise State Arcade Series, where the Broncos are going head-to-head in the Konami Classic Puyan. I'm your hostess, Joan Glovely Clock, and I am joined tonight by Colin Rise McJunklin to call all of the action. We had an exciting and fast-paced round one, where a lot of Wolves unfortunately got away, as this is the first time for a lot of these players playing this game.
Yeah, it's the first time. You know, we see a lot of mistakes come out. You know, honest mistakes, I would agree. But I'm excited to see where we go in the next round with. I think expectations are even higher now, and we're expecting some solid performances from the competitors.
Definitely. At the end of the previous round, we had one of our players had the lowest score. According to our rule set, that would be Joanny. The casters do have one option to save somebody, and we have decided to not use it this round. So Joanny will not be joining us for this next round. Looking at our event card here, this is a 4-player elimination style, so Joanny is gone. Single round lowest score eliminated. All of the players will start at 0 at the beginning of each round to make things fair. And of course, us casters have one save that we can only use one time only. And this is an important detail. When we do finally use that save, that person needs to come in first place in the following round, or else they will still be eliminated.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to quickly go over to Doc's keys to the game because he's an arcade player. He was around when these games came out, so he's got to have some good advice. As far as Puyan goes, don't miss. You got to hit those balloons.
Oh, yeah.
We saw a lot of trouble with that today. Look for the angles. We didn't see a lot of great angles, a lot of trying to catch up with the balloons, and ration that meat to use it to take out groups of those wolves. You don't want them to group up. This has been brought to you by Drop-In Gaming. Drop-In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. Begin your competitive gaming journey by signing up at dropingaming.com. We're going to go straight into the lineup here today as these Broncos, who are members of your production. Joanny, unfortunately, will not be joining us for the next round, but we still have Kendall Blue Conklin, Hayden Vagar Dalton, and Dalmino Starnes still in the competition.
And I believe Don will be going first here. A very animated expression, probably the player to watch for this tournament here, and a very fun one to watch as well.
Very much so. He does have a bit of a history with the arcade machines. We had the Carnival King going on. He was a big fan of that right up until it started being a safety hazard. We unfortunately did have to unplug that one and send it off. Couldn't make enough repairs to that. But this arcade machine is in perfect working order. We're going to be playing some Puyan on it today. Continuing our score, Vagar was our big score, or pardon, he was our big scorer in the previous round. Dallin was, not Vagar, so he was in the lead. We're kind of expecting him to be in that first place slot as we're going straight into game.
And already with experience already tacked on to the other experience that he has in arcade games as well. So I'm expecting a much cleaner performance here, and I believe that Dallin's going to be able to break the high score again, but not like that if you're losing the life that early.
A bit uncharacteristic of him, losing that first life in the first level. That is going to affect his longevity, but it doesn't mean that he can't still get past this early game.
Oh yeah. As the number one prospect, you could say, in this tournament, there are much higher expectations for Dallin here. So, as casters, I think we can be a little more critical.
We can be. We can put a little more pressure on
him. Oh
yeah. One thing that I've been noticing is Dallin can really use that shot. Oh, he's chasing the wolves a little bit. Come on, folks. Like, you got that meat up there. I'm telling you, like, that angle is perfect to try and hit all of those wolves. Just use the meat. Take out, like, 4 wolves in one shot. Not seeing a lot of good use of that meat today to take the wolves out, distract them, make them let go of their balloons.
I don't think Dallin needs it, though.
Level, yeah.
Alrighty. With a 7,600 score.
All right, not the highest score we've seen going into the second round, but that's fine. You know, Nate is going to just clear the space of all those balloons. Give him some more room to try and shoot these wolves down. You got to take 2 shots on those yellow balloons. That's something to watch out for.
What is interesting, those free balloons. Oh, and one's going to get
no.
away. Oh, what a snipe in between. The free balloons don't give you – oh, they give you 50 points. Okay.
Oh, no.
So is it very much worth it if it's not in the way of a wolf to go for that balloon?
I would say that those free balloons, like, it's not worth a ton of points, but it can be useful just to clear out the space in preparation for these other wolves. Like, look at that. That's a great time to use the meat. Dallin
There it is.
manages to pick off 2. He's going to let 1 through, unfortunately. It's hard to get through those groupings. We don't see the boss wolf showing up yet, but we do see a whole bunch of wolves coming
there it
down.
is.
It's going to
Yep.
pick up the meat, pick up 3 of them.
Ooh.
He's going to let a wolf through, but gets a lot of points off of that one into this round.
Cannot let that become a trend where you're letting that one wolf starts
Uh-oh.
stacking up, and I think one more wolf will push this bull over the edge and effectively put down out of the round.
Yeah, it's a really dangerous.
Ooh.
It's going to get shot here, thankfully. The good news is that makes the wolves stop, forces them to reset. So he does have another chance here.
Only 8 more left. Very doable.
Very doable, but you got to remember that the boss wolf is still out there, and if he
There it
fails
is.
to eliminate that boss wolf, the round resets and he'll get more wolves coming out.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, I think that one wolf.
That's
oh,
gonna do it.
No. So close.
It's okay. He's still got 1 more life. That was his 3 extra continues. He technically has 4 lives. Does still need to get through all of these wolves now. Thankfully, there's only 4 wolves up at the top as of the current moment, so he does have a little breathing room. There's that boss wolf. Keep an eye on that. Trying to set up there. Has a lot of extra health. Can he get it through?
Oh.
No, it'll get up. That means it's going to reset. 5 wolves up at
5
the top.
more.
He's got to keep lasting. The good news is it allows him to stick around longer. That gives him more opportunities to pick off these wolves. Who knows? That may have even been an intentional let through.
Oh, yeah. You almost got to use the power up here because this boss wolf is just going to keep on blocking here.
Yeah, it's really difficult to bring that down. That purple wolf sneaking up. We can see it coming up again. More wolves spawning. He is getting an awful lot of points out of these, trying to take the
Tracking
shots.
early,
Manages
gets
to
it.
get it. That's going to move us on to round 3.
Figured out the secret early. If you just start spamming the arrow button, the wolf has to let the guard down eventually.
2,800 or 28,400 is going to go into the bonus stage. Just going to try and get as many points as possible. Oh, unfortunately only gets 2. The 1 is going to head off. This is just get as many wolves as you can. You don't earn any additional. There's no danger of being eliminated here. It's just bonus points, bonus points, bonus points. And this is going to put a huge lead out for him above the other competitors.
Already getting a 3,000, 3,600 now. With already such a high point lead already at that first place. From 32,000 comparable, the next person up was Vagar at 10. I think we can say Down is a very comfortable lead here.
Very comfortable lead and very comfortable here. Great use of the meat. You can see that multiplier is such a big deal when you use it correctly. We can see some strawberries being dropped down as well now. Does have to chase after these wolves in order to keep up with them, but is able to. You can see these strawberries starting to drop down. You want to try aim for those. Uh-oh.
There's
the
already a boss
wolf.
wolf.
I think the boss wolf is the source of the strawberries. I think
Yeah.
that's what's going on.
And it looks now at the 4th level. You would notice each wolf will block an incoming arrow at least one
Ooh,
time.
That was a lot of points. Is going to get eliminated, though. 47,600. That's a really good score there going into this next round.
Dallin is most definitely the one to beat here with 47,000 points. Compared to our other players' previous scores, it's looking pretty desperate to them. They have a large, very large mountain to climb here in terms of points.
Yeah, and I think we can talk about what Dallin did well here, right? We can talk about using that meat to try and hit multiple wolves. We can talk about repeatedly shooting down those projectiles, getting to those wolves early
Oh, yeah.
makes such a big difference because you're able to like wear down some of those stronger balloons much quicker.
Right. Every arcade game, in my experience, in my opinion, has a pattern to follow. And if you can figure out that pattern easier and quicker, you're more likely to succeed in the long run, which is what Dallin is showing off today.
All right, we got Veigar up at the machine right now. I am excited to see what he has available and perhaps what he's learned from watching the previous round. Holding
Gonna
on to that
try
meat is
wide.
going to pick up quite a few.
Fast learner here.
Doesn't want to hold on to them for too long, though. He's only going to take out one with that meat. Maybe should have held on to it a little bit longer. But he's going to get, looks like it's a pretty quick respawn
Oh,
rate.
no.
Oh, gotta be careful, because once those wolves get rolling ahead of you, they can be hard to stop. You can see a whole bunch of the wolves. You can always see them prepping up on top. There's the shot. Oh, that's dangerous.
Ooh, does get the final one, though. That was risky.
It is, but if you hold on, you can pick up a ton of points with that meat, and points is what matters most.
Points is king.
Gonna hold on to that meat. You can see the wolves lining up for it. Is he gonna take the shot? Loses a wolf.
Ooh, that's two right there. Now has to be very concerned with going down to the bottom. Cannot go past where that wolf is sitting on that ladder there, or runs the risk of being knocked down.
Little
Ooh.
is going to take a shot, and so that's one elimination. That's probably okay. It means that wolf doesn't touch the
Yep.
ground, so you're not in danger of that anymore.
And it does reset the ladder as well.
That it does. Trying to pick up as many points and eliminations as possible. Already 13,000, so great play here in this first round. I think this is the strongest lead we've seen going into a second round.
Oh, yeah. I believe Down's first, second round start was 7,800, something around that ballpark.
Very promising start. All right, here we go. Already taking advantage of the stuff that we were talking about. Is going to
Oh.
get hit. That's unfortunate. You got to be careful. There is a sort of like safe zone where you can get into. I think, I don't suppose you've been on YouTube. Masahiro Sakurai, the guy behind the Kirby games, behind Smash Bros, has recently been talking about sort of risk and reward. He brought up Space Invaders in all of these classic games where there is technically a safe space from their projectiles right in front of the wolves. But you got to be careful because in doing so, you might lose opportunities in order to land these hits.
I do like that idea. Oh, perfect
Ooh,
use
what
of the
a
power up.
shot. That was a wonderful shot. Maximum possible points you could have gotten out of that. Goes for
Doing
another.
it again.
Oh my goodness. Gonna get huge amounts of points for that. Dallin, you better watch out. Veigar is coming for you.
A real competitor here for the title of first place, but not going to be able to get those two wolves there, and it's going to get
Oh.
sniped out.
It's okay. Still has one life left.
And only 13 wolves to take down.
Time is running out for the
Ooh.
wolves.
Barely getting by there.
Doesn't have a lot of meat to work with now in this round. Looks like it's got a slower respawn on future rounds. Is preparing for something big. Gets
Ooh.
the 2.
Great use of that, in my opinion.
Oh, is going to get eliminated.
Sniped. That is unfortunate. But
32.
32,000.
32,550. That is going to put him now into second place, and that's going to be a very solid place in our lineup so
Yeah.
far. We saw great use of that meat.
Yeah.
Great
I
use
thought,
of the
I
meat.
thought that was the best use of it so far. The double in the row, just using it back to back, the quadruple stack there almost on the points, just immediately boosting up. And I think Veigar learned a little bit from watching Down play. And I think that's the key to winning here, is just barely sticking behind, barely keeping up. But when we come to that final round, I think we're going to have a real competition on our hands.
I think so, too. It's going to be all about that survivability. We do have Kendall now stepping up to the plate. Two very strong competitors that she's going to have to watch out for. Already letting a wolf though, and that's a little
Ooh, there's
unfortunate
two.
too.
Needs to be aware, just right below. Can't go any lower than that.
It can be, I imagine, a little bit tricky to have to adjust as
Yeah.
these wolves shift
Oh,
positions.
there it
It's
is.
going to take one elimination. It's okay. You still have technically 3 lives left. Going to look for that opportunity. Can be a little bit tricky trying to avoid those projectiles. In some cases, you can shoot those projectiles out, but in some cases, you got to be a little quicker on the draw. It's going to lose a second life.
They do throw those projectiles at an arc, which I imagine can be a little hard to read, especially if you're already multitasking two things at a time.
Well, I mean, like, that's why the Hammer Bros are so difficult in the Super Mario Bros. Games, right? Because of that weird angle that goes against everything Mario likes to do. Looks like used up the meat a little early. Could try and go for it. Is actually going to just try and shoot them out. Not going to use that meat. Going to lose 2 wolves for it.
Looks like 3 now. That is a lot of ground lost now.
Is going to pick up 3. So great job there. Going to lose 1 more wolf.
I believe this almost makes the landscape unplayable at this point. Yep.
Oh. Unfortunate. Going to lose 1 more life.
Only 3 wolves left, though.
3 wolves left. You can still make it into round 2.
And already beat her previous.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's not fortunate. 10,800 though. Which, okay, yeah.
5th place on the board.
It's
on the board.
It's on the board.
Yeah.
It's still a really good score. Unfortunately, it's being compared to
yes.
the monstrous scores that Dallin and Vagar have put up on the board. So it looks like Kendall is going to be up for potential elimination. We'll discuss it. We'll talk with the judges, and we'll decide her fate after a short break.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Protecting your customer journey from fraud is critical. According to industry analysts, Count's AI-driven platform is the leading solution. From account login to digital payments, Count is recognized for both its customer impact and technology excellence. Learn more at count.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena, where once again we are continuing with our coverage of the Boise State Arcade Series. Tonight, the Broncos are facing off head-to-head in the Konami classic game, Puyen. I'm your hostess, Joan Glovely Clock, joined tonight by Colin Rise McJunklin to call all of the intense meat tossing, archery shooting, wolf dropping action here in our game of Puyen, the classic Konami game from the Atari. And we've had quite a fascinating night so far as these players start to learn the ins and outs of the game.
Oh yeah, I think we have a very competitive score going here. Just a little recap. I mean, first round, Dallin obviously had the lead, 36,000 to score, but going to second, a 10,000 point gain, 47. But then we had Vagar, who out of nowhere just gets a 20,000 point increase into 32,000. I think we have a real competition going here.
So I think the big question on everybody's minds right now is Kendall being eliminated in the second round? And as the caster desk, we do have the opportunity to save one person. We have decided, no, Kendall will be eliminated this round. We're going into the two final players to give them the opportunity to face off against each other. We're going to go quickly look at the standings here as these players come out. These were the scores from the previous round. As you can see, Dallin and Hayden absolutely dominating the round, starting to get the hang of the game. Kendall, unfortunately, struggling a little bit to get through that first round. Got eliminated a lot and lost a lot of points from that.
Oh, yeah. And it's very clear who our competitors are here.
This is the event card here. 4-player elimination style. We've had 4 players. 2 of them have been eliminated, so we're down to our final 2. This is a single round. When you are the lowest score of the round, you are eliminated. Although the players start every round at 0 points and try to score as many points as possible. And we casters have 1 save that we can use to save someone from elimination. And if they are saved, they must win the next round or they will also still be eliminated. We're going to quickly look at Doc's keys to the game, an arcade classic. He is a specialist in those arcade games, so he knows his Puyen. Don't miss your shots. Look for the big angles and ration your meat until those big plays. This is brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, which are the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes for free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com. Joannie and Kendall have unfortunately been eliminated from the standings here. It's all about Vagar and Dallin.
Oh, yeah. The 2 final standing gamers.
Already, we're getting into game, and we can see there is a wolf who has managed to get through. You got to be a little careful of that. Unfortunately, is going to get eliminated. Lose first stock there.
A rough start going into it.
Maybe the pressure is starting to get onto Dallin a little bit. We did see him lose 1 life early on. Maybe he's just getting warmed up. Maybe that's what's going on here. Like, you know, just toss the wolves a bone, you know? You're tossing them the meat anyway.
I think to Dallin, this is a very, very important game to win, as you may have known if you watched yesterday's stream. Yesterday's broadcast, that Dallin did not make very far and did not get the second chance at the game. So I think this is very important that Dallin makes sure he holds that first place trophy.
A little bit of pride on the line, definitely, for sure. These 2 players really passionate about competing with each other. Like we were talking about that Carnival of King earlier, and it's these 2 players who are really going at that top score, trying to steal it back and forth from each other.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 2 more wolves around. Should be pretty easy shot. Gonna try and go for the double. Is gonna get it. I'd say that's meets
a good
my
use,
expectations.
13,000 is starting score. That is a very good, very confident score going into this.
It's going to lose 3 pigs. That's a little unfortunate. We can see those balloons starting to rise up from the floor as obstructions. Spawning at different rates. Is going to be able to shoot down all of them so far. Got to try and keep that screen clear. Those blue balloons are really difficult to see. You only get kind of a shimmery sheen of the latex. He's going to use that meat just to try and get through that balloon there. Does pick up the wolf. You gotta remember you have a lot less meat to work with in the second round, so he's going to take those shots, just shoot him down. Uses up that meat, only gets the one.
Gets a second one that was just getting off the ground.
Feels bad for the wolf, not so much for the pigs. Hasn't lost a single life here in the second round. That's a good sign. Does have the meat, is going to go for it, gets one, but sacrifices his life in the process. Thankfully, that wolf did not get to the top, but he's still got to get through 16 wolves in order to survive the round. Ooh, that's a lot of points.
Double 1,600. 11 wolves left, so if Dallin does get past this level, he will most definitely have over 32,000.
Yeah, sitting at 32,000, there we go. He's going to use the meat, only gets one elimination with it, but at this point, you want to just try and eliminate as many as you can, survive the round. After all, the longer you survive, the more points you will accrue.
Oh, yeah.
Catches that one right as it gets off the ground. You can see the boss wolf lurking around, waiting for it.
Only one left.
It's a little difficult. Can he get the shot? Ooh. No. That means there's 5 more wolves who are going to come up. He's going to have to shoot them down.
35,000 here. Very impressive. I do believe Dallin will go on above this. Ooh,
yes,
there we go.
Is able to get the wolf in time.
36,000 going into the third round. I think that's a very good lead to have. And 3 lives, I believe, still remaining as well.
No. No lives remaining.
No lives remaining?
No lives remaining. This is his last stock. Okay. We are in a last stock situation, but hey, this is the bonus stage. This is where you get to accrue as many points as possible. Uses that meat to get, wow, okay. One extra shot that we weren't sure he was going to be able to get.
I'm going to use it just automatically right off the bat. Not a bad use of the power-up in my opinion.
Definitely not. Trying to get those angles, to try and hit as many as possible. Picks up the 2, 78,000 bonus points. That's not bad at all.
No, I think that's very good. And putting up at 45,000, merely less than 1,500 points away from Dallin's previous high score.
Coach Jem over there keeping an eye out is unfortunately going to throw him off. 47,450 points. That is the highest score we've seen tonight.
I believe that might be just short of the previous one. Was it not 47,600?
I mean, like 47,600. You're right. That was shy of the previous score in the previous round. Right. You have your record straight, not me. Not me. But still, nevertheless, a very impressive score. We're going to have to see if Veigar can catch up to that score. We can see him stepping up to the machine now, preparing himself. Reminder to everybody that this is Puyen. This is Konami. This is pigs hucking arrows and meat at wolves with balloons, which is one of the stranger sentences I have had to say in my life, but that's video games for you, you know? Usually we're talking about super intelligent anthropomorphic gorillas with Tesla cannons.
Yes, this is a little more in the normal, I would agree.
Oh, a lot of wolves gonna get by. That's a little unfortunate. You gotta watch out for them on that ladder.
But I think if Dallin did set one precedent was you can lose a life very early on and still find yourself very successful in the later portions of the game.
Indeed, you gotta watch out for those wolves though. 2 on the ladder, you don't want that. Does have the meat. Manages to pick up 2. It's a little dangerous with those wolves down there. Is gonna take a shot. That's a little unfortunate.
Only 1 life lost, which is... That's fair, that's acceptable.
I mean, you get the wolves off the ladder, right?
Yes,
that's the important thing. You get the wolves off the ladder, the free ladder. Gives you a little more space to work with. We can see a lot of wolves coming down here. Is going to try and just shoot them down. Doesn't want to use that meat. Is going to lose a life for it. It's a little dangerous. Come on, Veigar. Our hopes and dreams are on you right now. give us a show. You know, no pressure or anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
no
it's not
pressure
like
at
we're the
all.
ones who have to be down there playing.
And Vader can most definitely hear us too, unless it's absolutely gamer mode locked in.
I mean, I've seen how competitive these players can get. It is going to pass through the first round.
Okay.
1,600, not a bad score going into the next round. Definitely not the highest score we've seen, but pretty good score. We can see now moving into round 2. These wolves are going to start moving upward instead of downward.
Which makes more sense physically that a balloon is moving upwards than rather it is downwards.
Well, in my thought, it's like the weight of the wolf should be pulling them downwards, right? Like those balloons can't be filled with that much helium.
This is a very sturdy string and a very sturdy balloon to be pulling the weight of a wolf down the edge. But like you said, it's a video game, so who are we to judge?
It is a video game. Like my questioning here is like, why don't they just use the ladder? The ladder right there leads up to the pigs. Just climb up the ladder. Of course, since when does a game about pigs throwing meat at the wolves with the balloons have to make sense? It's going to get eliminated there. Has 1 life left, so it's not a complete elimination. Got to get through 20 wolves. Don't forget that boss wolf. The boss wolf has to go down, and you've got another 4 wolves to deal with, and the boss wolf again.
It is very feasible. Has to make a pretty good run here. Sitting at 30, he needs to get about 16,000 more points, which with this round and the bonus round included, is very feasible in my opinion.
Good shot with the meat. Ooh,
Great. It was a great use.
Shot. Only 8 wolves left, 7 until the boss shows up. Keep an eye on that down in the bottom for that purple wolf to show.
Sitting at 40,000 right now.
There it is. Is it pink or is it purple? I'd say it's pink. It's like a dark pink, like a magenta. It's gonna lose 1 last life. 41,650. Okay, so that was still good.
I thought that, yeah.
It was still an excellent score. Unfortunately, that isn't going to be enough to be able to topple the current leader, which means it comes down to you and I to decide, do we want this game to continue?
Do we want this game to
continue?
continue?
Do we want to move in? You know what? We'll talk with the judges. We'll talk with the players. And then I think we'll come back. We'll deliberate.
Or we
and
might
we'll
never come
decide
back.
if we'll have a grand finalist. Who knows? It's a little scary. But in the meantime, we'll just send you off to a short break while the deliberation happens. No break?
Oh, no break.
No
All right, looks
break.
like we're just going through it. So then we'll be the judge, jury, executioner here.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
And
So it comes down to Dallin and Vagar. We look at their point, Dallin and Hayden here and their point totals. This is a close game, right? Like we saw Hayden climbing up. Dallin didn't have the greatest game, and Hayden is starting to get a hang of things.
oh yes.
So making up for that experience disadvantage,
Oh yeah.
I am inclined to use our one-time chance to make this a grand finals match that they will remember for years to come.
Yes, I'm in complete agreement with you, and I think this is the best time to do it. I think only 6,000 points. You know, if we were to have a graphic for you here that would just show the point disparity, it has been closing more and more with every round. So I think this next round is going to be very fun for us to watch.
Absolutely. This is do or die for both of these players because even with the bonus elimination rule, if he has to get first place, that wouldn't save him. This is essentially a rematch of the previous round. It looks like, unfortunately, one of our players is exhausted, being carried out of the arena. He's going to need a moment to prepare himself.
Is this a forfeit?
I hope this isn't a forfeit.
It might be a forfeit.
If he is forfeiting, then we need to be informed.
Yeah, then we have a very
There we go.
All
There
right.
we go. Setting himself up here
He's
at the
alive.
machine. This is his last chance. It's do or die. He needs to stay ahead of Vagar's score.
little bit of pressure going on here.
Just
And
a little bit.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm no expert in reading body language, but looks a little nervous here.
Just a little bit. We can see that high score overall at the top of the screen. 47,450 is the current record for the game.
The score to beat.
Got that gamer focus here.
Very close here. At this point, both of the competitors should be very well aware with the next 4 levels that they'll be facing and what tricks and habits they're going to be looking to use.
Not a perfect angle, is going to miss one of those wolves, so that's a little unfortunate. But so far, already a much better first round than the last 2.
Oh, yes. No lives lost. Already sitting at 7,000 points. And I think everyone here expects... Ooh. Oh.
That's unfortunate. He's going to get eliminated with 8 wolves remaining.
With just 8 left, we'll probably most likely use the power-up here towards the end with the last 4 in hopes of getting that double 16.
Definitely is going to be looking for it as these wolves start to come down. Just 1 remaining. There we go. Pop the wolf. Only lost 2 pigs.
Only lost.
Not bad. 13,000, right? That's a pretty,
13,000 good.
yeah, 13,000. That's about what we had last time for Veigar going into the second round.
Yep.
So this is on par from what we've seen of these players.
At this point, they are very, very skilled and very experienced. And most likely a game that bragging to your friends about, they'll just say, "What is that?"
Ooh, does manage to get that one just before it popped up onto the platform, so it does avoid having to worry about the wolves pushing boulders towards him. Now, here's a strategy I thought about while we were talking about things. It's going to lose a life here. But something I've been thinking about is you could intentionally let the boss wolf through and try to rack up points that way. Like, let it through.
Yes.
Get yourself some extra wolves, and if you have enough space to let the wolves start pushing that boulder, you can let 9 wolves through before you have to worry about that boss wolf. Of course, with the risk that if you let that wolf through that last time, then you're done.
I wonder if it does put a reset on the points then, or if it just continues anyway. Ooh.
I believe it just continues.
Ooh.
It is unfortunately going to lose a life there, but will keep going. 16 wolves. No more additional lives. Gonna go for the meat. Takes the shot.
There it is.
Good shooting, too. Keeps himself safe.
Already reaching that 30,000. Oh, no.
That's going to be the last life, so not his best showing. 32,450. That's a little dangerous. Veigar now has a chance to catch up, as Dallin now getting pulled off by Coach Gem Mountain.
I don't know if that was a worthy performance to be escorted out the stage with. That was rather... That is not
a bit
atypical
lackluster,
of Dallin here.
Of what Dallin has put up so far.
Yeah.
Like, how does that compare even to his first round, for his first matchup?
I think, yeah, they are just barely 150 points. The first round was 32,300. This last round, as a reminder, was 32,450.
This could be the big chance for Dallin to come back. Oh, that's
Ooh.
unfortunate. Gonna lose a life early on, but does pick up first 5,000 points, so that's not so bad.
That's not a bad start at all.
We go. Wolves are setting themselves up. 25 remaining. Uses the meat on just 1 wolf, the 2 wolf.
Trying to play it safe, trying to play it, losing that first life is definitely, a little demoralizing.
There's a lot more access to that meat in that first round. Doesn't get all of them. Just taking things nice and slow and steady, because sometimes survival is the most important thing. After all, as long as you're alive, you can keep getting points.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of how well you use the meat to rack up more. I mean, we see it in esports all the time, right? Like, players will play a lot safer when they know so much more is on the line. And this is our grand finals.
This is the highest we've seen anyone go into the first round here, with going to be 16,000 points.
It is. Let's keep an eye on that point total, though.
Oh, no.
He's going to lose a life. But on the upside, that means... Oh, never mind. Only 2 picks taken. I think that's one of our best scores so far going into the second round.
Need to play this this one going into it very carefully.
That was a little dangerous. I saw that projectile barely shot out of the air by an arrow. Historically, he struggled a little bit on this second round. Oh, no. So it looks like blue balloons actually block the meat. You got to keep an eye out for those.
I believe the idea behind it is it's the wolves themselves that get attracted to the meat and end up hopping off their balloons to go for it.
Oh, what a
Ooh.
shot. That point total is starting to rack up. He's trying to beat 32,450, so keep an eye on that point total up there. Going for the meat. Manages to pick up one, does let one through, but that's okay. You do have a little space. 30,000.
30,000. This is getting...
Just 2,000 more. This could be a new champion. There goes the meat. 34,650. Regardless of what happens at this point, that means we have a winner. We have a new champion.
But isn't going to stop there either.
Of course not. We got to see how high he can go. We got to see how far this can go. How many points can he earn? As we can see, unfortunately, our loser and his coach sitting off over in the corner, waiting to be interviewed, perhaps, watching the carnage as his score is absolutely devastated by his opponent, saved only by the caster intervention.
And this was, as the caster intervention, Veigar needed to win this in order, they needed to get first place. Could not settle for second, which I guess you could say is any situation here at this point. Yes, yes.
That was a given, right?
Yes, this is true. This is true.
But that's why you got to watch out for us casters.
I
think this is the most literal caster curse we have ever placed upon anyone in the history of Boise State.
It is tough, and you know, if we end up interviewing
that's not a good
Dallin
noise.
here.
We might be having a sound issue here, as we're getting a very loud buzz. Big shot with that.
We keep going. Already up to 54.
Looking for the angle. Is able to get in. 7,000. This is the first time we've seen anybody go into round 3. I believe.
No, this is Dallin has gone into round 3 before.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And that is the new high score. So not only taking home the championship is going to set a new high score by a pretty good point deficit.
Feels a little unfortunate. There we go. I had some buzzing going on in my headphones. I believe that there may be a little sound glitch happening, but hopefully those of you at home are doing fine. He still has one more life. He's still going. Can he go all the way?
He's got to break that 60,000 point at this, if stays on this trajectory.
Doing a good job staying ahead of the wolves. We do see that boss wolf starting to drop down those strawberries. Wasn't able to get a ton of the wolves, but that's fine. Oh, it's going to get eliminated. But look at that. 60,800 is your new high score, and your champion for this evening is Veigar.
Woo! This is the player we did put our bets, our hopes, and our dreams on.
Yeah, you can see Dallin and Coach Jem over there in the corner, having watched the game be played out, watching that high score crushed. I imagine it's not feeling so great to be a competitor tonight.
I have to wonder how, you know, with this loss here, what's the contract looking like going forward? Do you think it gets renewed? Do you think the pay cut comes out? You know, what happens here? Franchise flag, maybe?
I think I am very. Oh no, he's alive. He's awake. He's doing fine. Okay, that's good. They're having a little discussion here for the press, making sure everybody is treated fairly and fun. Reminder, folks, that this is Boise State Esports. Nobody is going to be losing any job sponsorships or franchisements over this. No, this was just for fun. This was a great competition. We saw some great advancement. We're going to go into now our top 5 plays of the game. That's where we'll leave you for tonight. I hope you enjoyed Puyat, and we'll see you next time on the Boise State Arcade Classics. We're getting a very loud buzz. Big shot with that.
We keep going. Already up to 54.
For the angle is able to
getting
get
those.
in 7,000. This is
Wow.
the first time we've
I
seen
believe-
anybody go into round just to pick off 2. It's going to let 1 through, unfortunately. It's hard to get through those groupings. We don't see the boss wolf showing up yet. We do see a whole bunch of wolves coming
there it
down.
is.
It's going to
Yep.
pick up the meat, pick up 3 of them.
Ooh.
It's going to let a wolf through, but gets a lot of points off of that. Technically, a safe space from their projectiles right in front of the wolves. But you got to be careful because in doing so, you might lose opportunities in order to land these hits.
I do like that idea. Oh, perfect use
what
of the
a
power up.
shot. Come on, Vagar. Our hopes and dreams are on you right now. give us a show. You know, no pressure or anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
no
it's not
pressure
like
at
we're
all.
the ones who have to be down there playing.
And Vera can most definitely hear us too, unless it's absolutely gamer mode locked in. Lead to half. And 3 lives, I believe, still remaining as well.
No. No life remaining.
No lives remaining?
No life remaining. This is his last stock. We are in a last stock situation, but hey, this is the bonus stage. This is
Oh, we
where
have-
you get
we
to
have some-
accrue as many points as possible. Using that mate to get wow,